or 8 miles to go. So I wanted to, I've had something on my mind a lot here lately. And it's got to do with the whole copyright thing. And I gotta say, okay, as a partner on YouTube, I have to adhere to a very strict set of rules. And if I get any strikes, then they can take my partnership away. Everything is scrutinized. I mean, I am under the microscope. Hardcore. But I always wonder about, like, you know, they say I can't even play the radio in my videos. And I've tried contacting them about that. They just give me these silly, vague answers about some nonsense and copyright infringements and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, so let's say I'm in the shop and I'm listening to public radio that anybody at any given time can turn on and listen to. Does that constitute copyright infringement? In my mind, oh, hell no. You know, why the hell does that, you know, constitute copyright infringement? That music is being put on the air for anyone and everyone to listen to. Anyone can turn on the radio and listen to that music. It's not like they have to go to my YouTube channel to hear that song, you know. It's public radio. Or let's say it's Sirius radio. Now let's go to a whole nother side of that. They say that if I have a CD and I have bought that CD, or if I purchase the music online, you know, at the Pepsi store, iTunes, or wherever you can get music from. I'm not real tech savvy, as you guys probably know, but anyways, so let's say that I, you know, have a CD and the music is all legit. I did not steal the music, I did not pirate it or anything like that. Let's say that I listen to that in the shop, okay? And while I'm making a video, well, I paid for that music. So how is that copyright infringement? You know, that's my music. How is listening to that music in the shop while I'm making a video, and you guys can hear it in the background? It's not a focal point of my video, but it's just kind of there in the background. How is that, you know, copyright infringement? And how is it any different than if I were to invite 10 of my best friends over and we were to sit in the shop, drink beers, and listen to that music? I mean, so basically, you know, what I get out of it, you know, WMG and I can't think of all the other ones, but WMG is the main one that comes to mind. You know, they claim, well, we're not making money on that video or on that music. Well, okay, so let's go a different route with that. So you're not making money on that music if I have 10 of my best friends over and we all listen to that CD. So is that copyright infringement? Is it only legal for me to listen to music if I'm sitting by myself listening to it? Am I not allowed to listen to music, you know, with other people because they should have to buy the CD to listen to it? And public radio, I mean, are they, you know, the people that listen to that, I mean, you don't pay for that. That's public radio. Anybody can listen to it. It's just ridiculous. And people can make the argument that, well, if you got your 10 best friends over and you're drinking beers, listening to music in the shop, you're not monetizing on it. Okay, well, let's turn it into a different sense. Let's say I run a shop for hire. You know, I'm a mechanic for hire, which I am, but let's just go there. Let's say I'm working in a dealership, right? And let's say that I'm listening to music while my customers come in. Now I'm monetizing off of those customers. Are those customers coming into my shop because I have the radio onto a certain station or because I'm listening to a certain CD? Well, I would, quite honestly, I would sure as shit hope not. But that's that's the exact same comparison there. Furthermore, you gotta, you know, you think of something else. You know, let's take the people that like some of the older music, you know, and if you listen to radio stations, usually they, yeah, unless you, in areas like mine, you're only going to get stations that play, you know, a pretty vast variety of music. You know, you're not going to get a lot of the newer, but in a lot of the bigger areas where there's, you know, 10, 15 different stations, you know, and we've got 3 stations, and some of those don't even come in clear all the time. But let's say that you're listening to an older song, like I would be hearing on the radio. versus, you know, all the newer songs you hear. And somebody hears that older song and they say, man, I really like that song. You know, I think I want to get that song. Well, they're going to go to iTunes, or they're going to go to the Pepsi site, or any of the other bajillion music for pay sites out there. And, you know, maybe they're going to buy that song. Maybe they're going to buy that CD. I really highly doubt that they're going to keep going back to my video to hear a song as background music. So that's advertisement right there. Okay, so let's say that, and let's go into the whole TV aspect of it. Let's say that I, because technically, if I do an impression of a let's say a South Park episode. Let's say if I were to say, I don't know, I can't think of anything right off the top of my head, but something about, hey, Cap, shut up, Cap. You know, technically, and you guys all know where that comes from. And technically, for me to do that is illegal because I'm impersonating something and supposedly I'm monetizing it. Well, let's say that I do that impersonation and somebody sees that. Well, then they want to see the episode, naturally. Hey, that sounds like a funny episode. I haven't seen that one yet. I want to see it. So they go on YouTube and they do the rental program, or they go on Netflix, or they go on their Xbox, or they do any number of things that you can do to go see an older TV show that you haven't seen yet. Well, there you go. That's more advertising. I mean, really. You don't hear, you know, I show John Deere's and Fords and Chevys and Dodges and Toyotas and every other brand of nonsense, but you don't hear for any of those companies complaining because I'm monetizing on their brand. So how is that, you know, how is the advertisement that essentially what I'm doing right here? You see this tractor driving down the road. It's an older tractor. It still runs pretty good. It does all the work we need it to. That's an advertisement as far as I'm concerned. And I do all that advertisement for essentially, well, not for free because I get paid for the ads that are put on my videos, but directly, I'm not getting paid for my advertisement. And I feel like when I'm listening to the radio that I'm advertising. You know, when I do a South Park or a Family Guy or whatever impression. Shut up, Bobby! God damn it, Bobby! You know, if I do an impression, I feel like I'm doing an advertisement. So, you know, there's this big corporate attitude, you know, and it's like, oh, we gotta make our money, We're not making our money. You guys aren't paying us for the music. Well, sorry guys, but you need to get a freaking clue because these people are paying for your music. These people want to see your music. And the more you limit the ability for them to see your music, the more you limit the ability for them to listen and hear the music, to see the TV shows, the less exposure you get, the less money you're going to make. I'm just a lowly YouTube partner, and I know that the less exposure you get, I mean, if I were only making a video a week, I'm not as likely to get as many subscribers as if, you know, I get 5 videos a week, which oftentimes I don't do. If I never do anything to promote my videos, I'm never going to get the exposure as if I do. You know, so it's all very ridiculous to me, you know, and you'd think that these corporate jackasses, essentially, and I'm sorry, would pull their heads out of their ass and realize what's actually going on, you know, and knock it off with this flippant copyright infringement bullshit. I want nothing more than to be able to turn on my radio in the tractor and listen to it. I want nothing more than to be able to pop in a CD or the legitimate music that I've downloaded and listen to it while I'm working in the shop. But I'm not allowed to do that because, heaven forbid, you guys hear that music, you know, because then you're not buying it. If you hear it on my channel, you're not buying it. And I suppose I'll probably get in trouble for this rant, but, you know, it really, really pisses me off. Because, and yes, it does actually affect me. Hey, there's fourth gear. Because I have to tailor my daily life to things I would normally do to, you know, these people's frivolous little nonsensical ideas of business management. Give me a flippin' break, honestly. But I'm really curious. I want to hear what you guys think about it. I'm sure you're tired of me rambling again. But I want to hear what you guys think about that. I'm really curious, you know. Do you think that listening to the radio while I'm shooting a video is copyright infringement? Do you think that me doing an impersonation of Hank on I can't think of the name of the show. Do you think that's copyright infringement or Cartman impersonation? Hey, what do you guys think? Let me know. Leave a. And I don't often say this, but I will always. But I will here. I mean, leave a comment, leave a video response, and I'll